Jason and Ben from Hamilton Tile, and in today's video, we are going to talk about why curbless showers are so expensive. What is a curbless shower, Jason?
They want zero entry, so this has to go.
So there's some other names for curbless showers. There's zero entry, there's barrier free, and these type of showers are perfect for elderly people, for handicapped people, and also aesthetically, they're a beautiful type of shower because everything flows into the shower. You can have a uniform flooring, for example, throughout the whole bathroom. So a zero entry, curbless, barrier free shower, a lot of people want them. Why are they so much more expensive than a regular shower?
Well, a couple reasons they're more expensive. One, your wood frame structure was not set up for a barrier free shower. What that means, you have to have height for the slope. You have to get the slope for this pan from somewhere. So if it's not built into the floor structure where it goes down, you have to do that after the fact. You've got pipes in the way, you have wires in the way, it's a nightmare, potentially. So you have to do two things. You have to go up on the outside and you have to go down on the inside. And not only that, when you have this curb, what we do in there doesn't affect anything out here because we have this buffer zone. So we can make that level in there, not a problem. And this could just be flat. When we're talking about a curbless, now everything has to be level and flat. And that's where the huge expense comes in, because your house was just not built good enough by the original builder, and it just was not set up for a curbless.
So level and flat. So that means this area out here has to be level. So if I was to set a straight edge on it with a bubble on it, that bubble would go between the lines, and it also has to be level out. Why does it have to be level out here? Because
you don't have that physical barrier anymore to stop water from wanting to run out into this doorway.
What about the glass?
The glass, you can't have any penetration, so you have to design your shower around kind of the glass enclosure for what's going to work so that you don't have any penetrations in the floor. So curbless showers take a lot of planning. It really needs to be set up from the get-go when you're building the house.
So the added expense of a curbless shower doesn't necessarily come from the material, but it comes from the labor and the skill involved in putting a curbless shower together. So what is different in the construction of a barrier-free, curbless, or a zero-entry shower compared to a shower with a curb?
The main difference is what we do in here right now doesn't affect anything out here. That's the main difference. When you get, like I said before, when you get rid of that curb, everything you do affects everything. So that's why this is the most cheapest and easiest way to go.
How does that work, recessing the concrete?
You have to, again, you do have to do a little of both. You have to cut it in a concrete slab and remove about an inch or so of the slab.
So actually jackhammer into the slab?
And then you also have to, you do have to raise the floor a little bit. This idea of people wanting it to be completely flush with all their flooring, it's unrealistic. It can be done, but it's unrealistic. It has to be planned from the get-go. That's why curbless showers don't ever get finished correctly.
What bathrooms are a bad candidate for a curbless shower?
This is not a good spot for a curbless shower because we have an opening right here behind Ben for the closet. Water only has to travel or migrate 1 foot to get out of this bathroom. So this would not be a good candidate to do a curbless shower in this bathroom the way it's set up now. Another situation that would make a bathroom a bad candidate for a curbless is having the tub right next to the shower like this one is, because you have penetrations in the floor for the drains and the water supplies. You know, you want to be at least 3 feet away from the shower because water is going to migrate out It's not, we're not talking about running water. The water will migrate out and you don't want any, the whole bathroom has to be sealed up.
So think like a raindrop when you're trying to get a curbless shower. How much more money is it for a curbless shower compared to a regular shower with a curb in general?
Best case scenario, which it never works out to be, you're only talking 1 day labor to recess the floor into between the joists, and then that would be it. That would be absolutely best case scenario, and it's never going to happen. So you're basically talking about a couple $1,000 because we're going to have to recess the floor and we're going to have to do self-leveling. So you're more than likely going to have to do both, and depending on how far out your floor is, that can be multiple thousands of dollars, up to about $5,000 potentially.
So when you're getting a curbless or a zero entry or a barrier-free shower, you can expect that request or that desire to considerably complicate a shower build. Am I correct in saying that?
Correct.
So with the added complications, there's the added expense. So that is why purchasing a curbless, zero entry or barrier-free shower is so much more expensive, is because of the inherent complications involved in putting one in. If you're interested in a curbless shower, a barrier-free shower, or a zero-entry shower, we're experts in putting these things in, and we can build you something that's going to be waterproof, that's going to last a long time, and that's going to perform the way you want it to and allow you to move in your bathroom without any obstructions. HamiltonTileGA.com is where you can learn more about us and see what you're going to get before we show up. This is Jason Hamilton, our owner and lead installer of Hamilton Tile. I'm Ben Santos. Thanks for watching. Generally speaking, what we've wanted is an acknowledgement of the difference between what we're doing and what everyone else is doing. And I've always said that if I could walk someone through someone else's project and then walk someone through our project, the decision on who to hire would be very easy to make regardless of the money. I really think that people think that they're getting the same product. This bathroom is a perfect example of what you're not getting. And when you look at this picture here, it's pretty obvious that this thing is never going to hold water. This thing is never going to work properly. This thing is never going to be something that's going to last like what we're going to build. They had this done with the traditional builder model where the sales guy shows up and then sends the mystery guys to the house to do the work. And when they rose the alarm about what they were seeing being built, the builder guy, the sales guy said, "Give me another chance. I'll send my guys from Buckhead up to do your job." What an insult. But when you look at this project, you can see there's no level of craftsmanship here. There's no care for any process. We have wires hanging down, live wires. But then when you continue and you start to look at what we're doing is a whole different ball game. And if you don't notice that, I really can't help you. The worst part about these projects is there's never any repercussions for this company. I'm torn about naming the name of this company, but let's just say it's a reputable company. So for starters, we start out flat. We build our walls and we try to get everything perfect before we set any tile. In contrast to what you saw with the other guy, everything is waterproofed extremely well. Here we waterproofed an entire room to make sure that no water would escape. This was also flood tested, filled with water for 24 hours to make sure that it was waterproof. This here is we set the floor first and then we set the walls on top of the floor, so we're never working on top of the waterproofing. Everything is self-leveled first. Jason, big time, checking the level here to make sure everything is perfect. Waterproofing of considerable ways outside of the shower to make sure no water escapes. And the difference in the work is just telling. When you hire the other guys for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100% less than us, you are not getting the same finished product. It's simple as that. They may say that they are, but builders are incentivized to cut corners on the things that you don't see. That's how they get the cost down, is by cutting corners. Give us a chance. That's all we're asking for. All we're asking is for you to consider the added investment in your home for something that's going to last and for the service and the finish that you deserve and that you desire. You saw what the other guys are bringing to the table. We are a risk-free bathroom remodeling company. You will get what you pay for. Thanks.